Hello and welcome, Campbell here from Autodidactic. Thank you for joining me. And today we are going to look at some star forts and star cities from the 1700s. I'm on Gallica here. We have a book, La Gallery Agreeable, which there's lots of these books. And this one is focusing on star forts. And as you can see on the side here, the publication date of this book is 1729. And you'll find with lots of these books, like I said, they're all actually called Gallery Agreeable. They're all for different areas. They're all around this date, around the 1730s. And it really looks like these books were when, those who wish to rule us were out scouting around the realm after a reset to see what was there, basically, what they could use, what they could claim as their own, and, what state the people are in, basically. So let's jump in and have a look at some star cities and star forts in the 1730s. And to start off with, we've just got a map of the area we're going to be looking at. We're in Europe, and I believe this is Germany. So we're going to be looking at some of the star cities and star forts that were around in Germany in the 1730s. And you may have seen these kind of maps before, but everywhere there's these old world cities, right? These depict cities, and as far as we can work out, that the bigger the city is depicted, the bigger the city was, right? So we have this like single temple here, a triple one here, singles. So there was basically, here's a triple, there were cities everywhere. And as you can see, these were old world cities. These are the buildings we see everywhere. Tall towers, big etheric antennas going up into the sky. And basically, this whole place, I mean, look at this. The whole place was completely built out and populated in the 1730s. Okay, so here we have Heidelberg, Germany, the capital of Palatinate de Rhine. So here is Heidelberg. Okay, check this out. Star Fort. Okay, got this old world bridge that we see everywhere with the big stone pillars going into the man-made canals, right? With their man-made edges. But I found this one interesting because this shows what looks like metal work. Now, I don't know, it could be wood, I don't know, but it looks like the metal that we see on bridges today, the same kind of structure, right? The same form. So is that metal? I don't know, but they definitely had, metal in the old world. This wrought iron that, you still can find in a lot of old cities. It's always black and it doesn't seem to rust. We have like railings and fences, on some of these old world buildings that I'm sure is hundreds of years old and it's in better condition than the stuff we can, that we make today. Maybe not that we can make, but definitely that they make and make available to us. It's just all, everything is planned obsolescence, right? Which maybe is a sign that, those who wish to rule us know something's coming. Who knows? But Heidelberg, look at this. Look at this massive palace, castle up here. We've got the gardens that we see everywhere based on geometric designs, domes, towers. It's a walled city. You can see over here, it's a star city. We have these, bastion type points, cavaliers, I think they might call them, and just old world buildings everywhere. 3, 4, 5 stories tall, big towers, domes, spires, huge oversized cathedral. Look at the size of that compared to the houses. And what looks like a designed city, right? Designed as a full city and built as a full city. Everything fitting, in its place perfectly, right? And designed for a reason, I would say, because these, star cities were, in my opinion, they were made to power themselves, right? Everyone who lived in this city had everything they needed provided by the city. It was creating free energy in whatever form, like good vibrations, shall we say, high vibrations for healing and, mood, keeping people happy. And this is what has been destroyed. This is what we just find the remnants of now all over the realm. And of course, over here, we have some strange tower thing set on two circles. So I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe we'll have to check out Heidelberg, right, and see if it's still there. But in the background as well, big, tall buildings. In the 1730s we are here. Okay, so still in Heidelberg, this is the palace castle that was up on the hill. So we're looking at a different angle. And of course, how did they do these pictures, right? What were they doing? Sitting up in an airship, like sketching the picture below and getting it so perfect? Or is this maybe some other kind of tech, some kind of, photographic type tech? Not necessarily what we have, but it could have been some kind of, photon imprinting, photon being light, just imprinting the image and then going back and drawing it. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But as you can see, this is exactly like the palaces we still have, like Versailles and other palaces around. There's a few in Russia and through Eastern Europe, all looking to be designed on geometry, right? This looks like a star fort almost. Even within the gardens, we've got this, these florets that we see across all the buildings, these nature type iconographies. And what do we have here? Looks like greenhouses, right? Suspiciously also looks like things, like the Crystal Palace. And there's also, massive greenhouses like this, because this is massive, right? Look at the size of this thing. Compared to these people and this massive, castle, this is a big structure, all glass by the looks of it, 1730. But we have greenhouses as well, massive ones all over the realm. And of course, many, many more that have gone, right, have been destroyed already. Fountains, pressurized plumbing systems for the water. So pretty advanced, very advanced, right? Because we couldn't do this today. And look, this is just sitting on a rock, right? Built into the rock face by the looks of it. So how did they do that? Good foundation, but I've said it before, right? They tend to do things the hardest way possible, right? Because obviously it wasn't the hardest way possible for them. They had different tech to us. Okay, and here are the first of our star forts. So this is the plan of Mannheim. As you can see, a nice big double star here, overlaid on top of each other. Another star here, what is, referred to as a citadel. I'm sure that wasn't the original purpose. And even another star down here. Not sure what that is. But, just the layout, it looks very sporadic, doesn't it? It doesn't look like there's much symmetry or plan to it, but clearly they were doing something. There's a reason this is on the water. There's a reason this is a double star and this is out here. All to do with working with the earth energies. And this as well, like we saw in Heidelberg, right, has a bridge across to another star. These like little funny stars, I call them satellite stars. They tend to sit outside the star cities, and a lot of them we can actually find like a circuit, like a ring of these satellite stars around the star city. So it's a big integrated network. This is Frankendahl, might be Frankfurt, I'm not sure. Again, nice big star. Underneath we can see there's more there. It's like a bit of a double star sitting on top of each other. This one's, not really rotated, right? These points are coming off at the same point. So a lot of the times you see them and they're rotated, like you can see here, this is a flat bit and that's a point. So this has got a bit of both, really. And, we've got these, these sort of dotted lines, which looks like more of the star fort and down here underground maybe. So, this in 1730, I don't think it was built close to then. So this is probably already reclaimed from an older civilization at this point. Down here, we have Kreuzach in the Rhine region. Okay. And look at this. Again, there's a reason, it's a lot of effort. These things have a lot of stone in them, a lot of materials, a lot of effort to build them and to build them so perfectly. But why are they all these strange, what look to us as strange designs, right? I think, again, it's telling us that this is based on Earth energies somehow. And, we have another what looks like a satellite star here. Oh, okay, that's a bigger star there. Nice. Okay, so this is more the Star City here, right, with its bastions out here, the city, and this, so what's this, the energy center, the healing center? I'm not sure. If we come down here, we find even more of this Star City, and it always seems to be built on the water, right? Like this little bit here, that little dock, star dock. But there you go. So that's quite a big star and always walled, right? The cities are always walled. Is that some kind of circuit? I don't know. This one, I'm not sure what they're showing in the middle there, but I was going to mention on this one, you can see the cathedrals. They always show the cathedrals in these when they draw the maps like this. This one looks to only have one. You normally find, between 1 and 3, depending on the size of the city. I have seen up to 5, but they're definitely a part of this whole design, or at least the redesign of it, right? Because the red brick buildings on top of this could have been built much later than the stars, which I think they were. And this is uh, Gur Gurmsheim. And again, a smaller city here, but completely walled. Got all the usual features for Star City. On the water, it's got water running all around it. Man-made canals, no doubt. And this is what we had. This was a city in the 1730s. Okay, here we have Ebreberg. We've got the coordinates of where it is. And what is that? Not sure what this is down here. Interesting. But as you see, another walled Star City. And here we have a cathedral, right? Always, well, not always, but most of the time they're built in this cross shape, which I don't think has anything to do with Christianity. I think these were, I think it was a different thing they were expressing through that shape. A walled city, and up here we have our, sort of citadel type part of the star. Okay, this is Baccarat. Baccarat. All right, isn't that a card game? Burt Bacharach, that's all I know. Didn't he write Singing in the Rain or something? So this is Baccarat, 1730. Again, walled city. Look at these houses. They're built right on the walls and into the walls here. So clearly not for defense, right? Like this wall, like they tell us all these are for defense and for war, but look at this. Houses with windows sitting through the wall. So clearly not trying to defend that. Oversized cathedrals, towers up on the hill, the castle, the palace, whatever you want to call it, with its huge tower. And look at this. I find this interesting, a boat with a crane on it. Right? Pretty cool. And, it built in a hexagon, very, old world looking as far as the design. And okay, that's the corner of the Star City. So from above, this you can tell it would look like the Star City. Got all the pointy bits, got all the features, and this is how people were living in the 1730s. Right? These guys going, wow, how did they build that? Down here on an island, we've got another dome building, and it looks like maybe farmland. Not sure. And in the background, another. So this realm was covered in cities like this, star cities with buildings like this all through them. So we seem to have digressed. This is Freiburg. And look at this. This is pretty huge and intricate, massive, main star city here. I don't know if that's the cathedral. It's got the cross on it. Another one here. Most likely the cathedrals. Got our moat around the edge here. These are always moated. Got the canal going through. Most of them you'll find they're either on water or there's water going through them. And there's generally islands. I think every time I've found an island in these canals for some reason. I don't know why, splitting the current or something, or even just to create vortexes in the water, right, to charge it, along the lines of Victor Schauberger's research with water. And then up here, we have this big, star fort, star fort, I guess. Look at this thing. It's very intricate, multiple layers, all different shapes, and pointing up to this. Well, it just keeps going, right? Connected and pointed up to this star, which is pointing up to this one. And then up in the top corner, we've got another little field. So very interesting. Like there's definitely some reason, they're built the way they are. This is Freiburg again. This is just a shot of the city. And as you can see, it's a lot easier to see here. Definitely a star city with the usual shapes, right? Usual features, massive oversized cathedrals, walled, got these, bastion type pointy bits. And as you can see here, it looks like they had to rebuild the bridge because this is not an old world bridge. It looks like it's made from wood. So I'd say that the people living in here are the inheritors of this star. And, did they build these buildings? Well, I don't think they built them in the 1730s, but I think they were built by a civilization that came after the star builders. And of course, it goes up the hill here. This is that long, funny bit we saw. Look, tunnels going underneath. Like this is all built so amazingly well. And we don't even conceive of things like this today. Alrighty, this one, I'm not really sure. Cavalry, infantry, September, this is 1690 by the looks of it. In France somewhere. And it looks like it's just showing us a few different cities, right? Star cities. Eddingen, Bollingen, Kegelberg, or Kegelcheberg. But I mean, look at this. There's populations everywhere. What is that? Look at this. This might be their armies. Yeah, okay. Artillery, Regath, Fusiliers, dragons. Oh, dragons. Interesting. So that's, yeah, just basically a bit of a war map, because obviously it's all about war, right? This is Haningi, Haningu, something like that. I'm sure people are screaming at the screen at the moment, telling me how to pronounce these words. So sorry for all the butchering of language. But here we have, look at this star, nice 5-pointer. Underneath we have like another, it's a 6-pointer, but it's been rotated apart from this bit at the top. So you can see these bits all come out, at a 90-degree or 180 degree from these points, right? It's been rotated underneath. You see that a lot. What does it mean? I am not sure yet. And these two, I was calling these crowns. They look like crowns, right? And you do see these attached. They're different to the satellites. These are attached to the star city and the stars, whereas the satellites are always further out and detached. Again, just got just a little bastion sitting here. That's what I would call more of a satellite, but it is pretty close. And across here, we have this big tail, right? Again, it looks like a bird's tail, right? So when you get it all out, I mean, look at this. It's pretty amazing design. They designed this and then they went and built it across water, on the water's edge, like massive amounts of design, materials. You would need a lot of really good builders and artisans. And just moving the stuff and the logistics to build these is ridiculous. And they are everywhere, everywhere. This is the fort. And another very nice star. Canal going through the middle. You can see all the bridges they've built across the canal. The moat, what we're told are moats, right? Water going around. And of course, all these, what are called bastions, these pointy bits, Or actually, maybe I think they're cavaliers. When they're not attached to the star, they're cavaliers. When they are, they're bastions. I mean, they've even sort of drawn the water flow in here, right? Is this some way that they're structuring water to get them to flow around these different shapes and angles and bends to create vortexes, right? To structure the water. Because it was, water definitely was a big part of these constructions, whatever they were when they were first conceived and built. I've got more, I've got a crown up here. Like the star literally just goes across a river. But again, like look how it goes out here, and on this side it's in here. So they're working with something that we're not, you know, so privy to, like earth energies, ley lines, something like that. That's what I think. Frequencies. This is Schlest, Schlestat. Schlestat. This one's got three big canals going through it. Big star. This is just the outline, obviously, but here we have these satellites. You can see here, okay, this is a good one. So you can see how they make a circuit around the outside. Now, these ones are pretty close. These are all what they are, right? They're part of the superstructure, let's call it that, right? The city. But that's what the satellites do. They go around and make a circuit, right, around the stars. And most of the time they're out further. I think they're around the sort of 3-4 kilometer mark away from the stars. And they seem to just keep expanding out. So, is that like the energy, like drawing the energy out further and expanding it? Like whatever that energy is, right? Good vibrations or something. Okay, so here we have, I'm not sure, Alsace. I don't know where we are. Brissache. 1630, but there's a bit of a story around the 1630s, 1638. Down here it's saying 1703. So what was the book? 1730s, I think they said. So here we have another amazing star city. All right. And I mean, imagine how high these were originally. These are, big high walls. And most of these stars as well, even at this date, a lot of them are buried still. And again, we get this, this central walled city, star city. Here we have, they call it the butte, that would be like the citadel type bit. Sometimes they're in the stars, sometimes they sort of hang off the side of it. Of course, we have our cathedral in here. Always got to have a cathedral or two. Maybe the power centre, who knows? Fez Jack, Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, is that what it's called? That French song. But I mean, look at this, right? We've got this, that's a walkway by the looks of it, up to this, secondary star, another walkway up to this crown. Right, so what is going on with this structure, the way they've designed it? And of course, this is huge, right? All around here, but it keeps going, as you can see, around here. Another part of the walled city. So is this the city where people were living and these were the power sources? Clean power, free power that, radiated good frequencies instead of bad ones? Okay, here we are in Colmar. As you can see, very nice star, very built out, right? Like just wall to wall housing, but I guess it's housing, and you can see these buildings, we can see 3 stories here above the roof of this. So they're what, at least 4 or 5 stories tall. You can see how big the cathedral is, massively oversized. So, to my thinking, that's a machine. That it's look at the size of it. It's not built for human habitation. But that's where you go to get close to God, right? Close to that feeling that to me, God is, the energy that the energy that animates, the energy that creates and animates all life. That's what, I think God, the creator, is more of a force and an energy than an actual person. So is this what these cathedrals were, right? You go to get close to that frequency, that vibration. Of course, we all know, healing through song, the choirs, the organs, the bells, obviously. Okay, and here we are. This is Benfeld. Nice, not symmetrical, but nice five-pointed star. And they're all slightly different, right? This one has got kind of bits of a star underneath it. It looks like it's joined to this first one rather than another star that's been rotated. And it's just got these three bits here. And of course, these bits have these arrows, these cavaliers at the top. So what's going on there? Don't know. Got another bit here again. Is this to structure water? And this bit here, it just sort of randomly just pokes out into the canal here, right? Like, what's the reason for that? There's got to be some. These would be designed very well. So there's some reason they're building them like they are or were. Another star city here. This time they've even called this the Citadel. That's what they like to call them. They basically, the story is that's where everyone ran to hide out when they were in war because, of course, forts, right? They tell us this is all about war. All the walls were for defense. But, as we saw, those houses poking through the wall, it doesn't look like that's what they were for at all. Strasbourg. Look at the size of this. Like, that is a huge construction. Look at this wall. Look how wide and thick it is. All the way around. Always set on water. Got the city in here. And out here, right, we've got more stars by the looks of it. One there. Like a crown here. These little square bits. Another city out here. More cities down here. All right, so this is a huge city. I'm not sure what these represent, just towns, I guess, cities, who knows? But there was a lot of construction going on in the old world with the old civilization that, of course, we're told never happened. They didn't have the tech for it. They couldn't do it. But alas, it's there. It's all around us. Here we have another larger map just showing us, how many of these stars there were. Like that, basically, that every city was a star city. I mean, look at these things. And these are huge. Again, you can see the foundations on them. Massive, like there's literally cities inside these and towns inside these stars, these world stars. So huge constructions, and they are everywhere. Look at this. Look at the size of this one. Coming all the way out. Look at that. Massive star city. And again, this is Strasbourg again from a slightly different view. So the old world was full of stars. At least, that's what we're calling them. That, they probably should be called, I don't know, cymatics or geometric something, because obviously with stars, there is those connotations that we don't want to link it to, like Hollywood stars, stars on the Hollywood Boulevard, fallen stars, fallen angels. So to me, they don't have any connection with that, because this is, what it looks like and what I've learned so far, what I can deduce from it is this is tech that's based on nature and natural energies that are already here, the open grid, not the closed L grid, not the closed circuit, which is what they're pushing now, but this is based on the natural circuit, the natural energy. So I don't think fallen angels be having anything to do with that, right? But they're the exact opposite. They're the closed circuit people, the electrics. And well, that's interesting. Argentina, Strasbourg. And there you go. Look at that shot. I mean, you can really see how, I mean, even this drawing, right? It's drawn so well to just show everything in this, all the intricacy, all the individual buildings. I mean, again, who was drawing these images and how? Or are they some kind of photo technology, some kind of imaging technology? Maybe not the same as photography, but where they could get an image. Maybe this was the image. Maybe they had to enhance it or, fill it out. Who knows? But this, I don't think this was done by, and off the ground, right? This is a bird's eye view. So what were they doing? I don't think it was done by someone sitting in an airship or sitting up on a tower somewhere and drawing this. It's just crazy, right? And this looks like it's in pretty good condition. All the bridges are still here, going across the waterways. The walls still intact. And what is that? I don't know. Big circle out in the field. There you go. Strasbourg. I mean, look at the size of that. That is so big. Strasbourg, 1730s or before. Okay, this is just a shot of the top of that cathedral tower. And talk about intricacy, right? Look at this. Okay, again, this is in the 1730s, so built before. This is completely finished. So, I would say at least a couple of hundred years before the 1700s this was built. And look at this. Apart from, the height and how did they get up there to create this and finish it like this, but all the knowledge they would need for engineering, for construction, the artisans, to put all the iconography, the logos are all over it. And it all meant something, right? Because it's all similar. All this facading we see, it's all similar. Looking here, we have what look like mercury balls, a massive tower which is open. Is it? It looks like it's open. These big cathedral windows. Not sure what that is. Is that stairs? I think they are. I think they're stairs going up these towers, up to the top. I mean, look at this. This just looks like a machine, right? Like this whole sort of centerpiece. I mean, the whole thing looks like a machine. But this whole centerpiece here, like, look at it. Just tubes and things and different, shapes and, looks like some kind of machine to me, some kind of machine that's based on energy or collecting or drawing energy down. They almost look like little trumpets, don't they? But I mean, there you go, man. That's what we used to be able to build, right? When we were allowed to have creativity and imagination, and we weren't restricted by, fake money and fake laws and all this other stuff. When we were let to be ourselves, this is what we came up with. Another picture. This is the bottom half, right, without the tower. And again, I mean, just look at all these windows. Look, they've got these double little pointy roofs with antennas on them and all these knobbly bits. Could have statues, flying buttresses. I mean, an immense building. You can see the houses down here, two-story house, which, by the way, looks pretty good, right, for 1700s. But yeah, the size of this, the amount of work and the materials that would go and the design, like the engineering, ridiculous. Big cymatic window here. And, definitely looking like it was made. I mean, look at the people down here. All right. Tiny. Look at these roofs. This is the door height. So I don't know if they were left over from giants, but they're definitely not built to the size of, what humans are today. Let's put it that way. But like, just amazing, right? Just incredible. This is how we used to live. This is what we're capable of. It's so much more than we're taught, right? Here's another star, as you can see, always with water. Got the canals coming through it, the islands in there, the cathedral on the imperial island, no less, and always just looking like they're completely designed and designed where all the buildings are going to go before they start construction. This looks like it might be another cathedral here. Cathedral, cathode, whatever, they really were. And completely walled Star City. This is Haganor. Another quick map just again to show that these things were everywhere. Right, star, 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 star. So I don't know if these were different to these cities. I mean, I'm guessing they were, right? Because they're drawn differently. Look at that. Nice double crown. So maybe these were literally, machines, right? Factories. that were producing the energy that other, these cities where people live could use, and healing centers as well, maybe growing food, all this, structuring water that would then go out to the other cities. Maybe that's what they were, right? Like harmonies, harmonics, right? Bringing harmony to the realm. Landau Calrissian, and double crown, double crowner. Again, this has got like what have we got? So it's kind of built in this one. We've got these cavaliers around here, and then an outer wall, which isn't rotated by the looks of it. Like, all you can see, it's lines up here, and they've built this cavalier in here to line that up. So the outside perimeter is much more intricate than the inside one. It's almost like doubling up. Like, if we count, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And on the inside, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can see it's 9 to 14. Is that? No, it's not Fibonacci, but they're going up in intricacy. So again, it just feels and seems like it's something to do with energy and stepping up energy and fractals and geometry. Real energy, right? It's free energy. Another one, I'll just click through these, and I'll leave the link for this book below, guys, in the description. Just scroll down until you see links, and it'll be there, so you can go through this and have a look at it yourself. Because these things were everywhere, and they still are, but they were so much less destroyed, shall we say, in the 1700s. So we get a much better picture of what these things were. All right. Hamburg. Probably Hamburg, right? Look at that. Star on a mountain. I mean, that's a good one. Very symmetrical. Not huge. You can see, it's not a huge one, but very nice. And of course, up on a mountain. Like, so clearly it had to be in that spot, because that's a hard spot to build it. And this is table DV plan. That sounds very English. Oh, it's the plan of the Chasteau de Bitch. All right. Be careful of this place. A bit bitchy. As you can see, completely walled. And look at the size of these walls. Huge. These are what they told us were castles, but they weren't. They were cities. They told us they were for defense and war, but they weren't. And out here, we've got a massive cathedral. Phillipsburg. Nice. Like, it's almost a double star with a crown. Like, very intricate, like a lot of layers. You can see the wall even comes out here. And up to the top here, another crown, right, across the water. They're just amazing stuff. And of course, please, give me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about these star forts. What were they? What were they doing? Why are they everywhere? How did they build them? And share this video around if you find it interesting. Let's get this information out so that people understand that, the story we've been told is just completely made up, right? His story is not our story. History is written by the winners, right? The winners who change the story to make themselves look good. And of course, we're entering an interesting time, 2024, lots of talk about things that are going to happen. Are they? We don't know. My advice is to live your best life, right? And just keep your ears peeled, right? Be aware, but don't be scared. But if you would like to be more prepared, you'll find a link below for a couple of books that teach us, how to do all the stuff that our grandparents knew, how to grow food, how to store food, right? How to tin it, how to preserve it, how to build buildings, how to build energy, energy machines, free, little bits and pieces that help you along the way. You'll find the link below. So go and check them out if that's something that you feel you need to learn. They're really, really cool books. And of course, if you'd like to support this channel, there are other links below. So go and check them out. But I do thank you all for spending some time with me and supporting my channel by being here and watching my content. Here we have a city. This one hasn't got a name. Down here, maybe. This is Spire, Alamange. But as we can see here, they got a whole cart and horses on a boat that they're rowing along to this makeshift wooden dock. Right, as you can see, this is wood, very old and broken, wooden shack here, looks half buried. But in the background, look at this. Right, so even at this stage in the 1730s, these people are the inheritors because they clearly, right, with what they're building here, they don't have the level of tech to do this. So they've inherited this city. So even in the 1730s, this was probably already quite old, and they've just gone in and cleaned it up and re-inhabited it, right? And this is what they seem to do every reset, or at least every couple of resets, depending on how big they were. A few more stars here. So again, as you can see, these things were everywhere. They were the norm in the old world. This is Frankfurt, and look at this one. Huge, massive, intricate star, double crowner, one here, massive cathedrals, all the, canals and bridges, all the usual features that we see in these old world cities. They're everywhere. And here we have, you get so many of these photos with people in the foreground, right? They look like they're turning up and discover. So all these cities could be empty, right? They're turning up and discovering them. They're starting to live back in the buildings that they found, that they founded, right? But these are the cities of the old world, 1700s, built way before that, in my opinion. So at least, built out and planned in the 1600s at the very least to be like this in 1730. And these are the inheritors, people turning up, seeing what they can get, what's left over from the old world, which we're kind of still doing today, right? And here is, I'm not sure, it doesn't give me a name, but it's the same thing everywhere. Look at all these towers everywhere, walls, always the same stuff. So that's why, it looks like this was one, civilization, at least, different cultures that were communicating and helping each other because it's all built in the same style in the same way. And by the looks of it, for a similar function. All right, so there's a few more pictures here. So like I said, I'll leave the link below so you can go through, check out all these pictures yourself. I mean, just check out how intricate they are. We've got the people down here in this oversized world. We've got all these boats down here. These look like galleons. The controllers here watching everything. All these amazing cathedrals, antiquitech. It's just everywhere. So link will be below. So thank you for spending some time with me. I do appreciate your support. Like I said, please give me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this around. And you'll also find links below if you'd like to support this channel in any way. So I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And most importantly, stay awesome. And I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.
Remember, in the end, nobody wins unless everybody wins. Come on!